How's it world? We're thrilled to be back with another exciting episode of ELWU. Our family is on a mission to explore the breathtaking beauty of our beloved country, South Africa. And we're doing it all from the comfort of Lucas, our trusty bus. By subscribing to our channel, you'll get to join us on our journey and witness the many wonders this incredible country has to offer. And if you're new to our channel, welcome aboard. We encourage you to check out our previous season's videos to get caught up on all the amazing sights and experiences we've had so far. Just to refresh your memory, in the first season of our tour, we embarked on an epic journey, starting in the charming city of Bloemfontein. From there, we traversed through the diamond town of Kimberley, en route to the awe-inspiring Aggrabies Falls. Our journey continued as we made our way to the western coast, stopping at the picturesque towns such as Springbok, Port Nolloth and Alexander Bay, the most northern point on the west coast. Heading southwards, we explored Strandfontein, St. Helena Bay, Saldanha, Langebaan and Eiserfontein. Of course, we couldn't miss the opportunity to visit the vibrant city of Cape Town, where we soaked up the unique culture and breathtaking scenery all the way down to Cape Point. Our journey culminated in the charming coastal town of Gordons Bay, where we wrapped up Season 1. The journey back to Bloemfontein was equally as memorable, as we passed through historic towns like Beaufort West, Hanover and Karlsburg. As we reflect on the first leg of our incredible mission, we realized just how much we've learned along the way. In this video, we want to share these valuable insights with you. We'll be covering a range of topics, including some general learnings, as well as tips and tricks we picked up about making videos, planning our route, camping, and of course our trusty companion Lucas. So sit back and relax and learn from our experiences. First and probably the most important lesson we learned was that this adventure was all about our family and our rules. While we love having you, our viewers, along for the ride, we had to make sure that we are doing this for ourselves and not to satisfy everybody else's expectations. This led us to realize that we shouldn't wait for the perfect time or circumstances to embark on this adventure. If we did, we may never have had the opportunity to experience the wonders of our beautiful country. We learned to simply take the plunge and start exploring, imperfections and all. In fact, it's often the less than perfect moments that create the most lasting and cherished memories. As you may know, these videos and trips are not currently sponsored, and we are not yet monetized. Therefore, everything we do is funded out of our own pockets. This certainly affects our decision-making process, as we need to be mindful of our budget and what we can and cannot do. However, we do want to mention that if you are interested in sponsoring us or collaborating in some way, please don't hesitate to drop us a line. You can find our email in the description below. We are always open to new opportunities and partnerships that align to our mission to explore this beautiful country. Looking back on our first season, we realized that 2 weeks is simply not enough time for a road trip of this magnitude. We often felt rushed and didn't have the opportunity to truly absorb the atmosphere of the areas that we were passing through. That is why we've decided for Season 2, we'll be embarking on a much longer tour. This will allow us to take our time, explore more deeply, and fully immerse ourselves in the beauty of our destination. We're excited to see where this journey takes us and can't wait to share it with all of you. During our trip, we realized the importance of talking to more people. The conversations we had with our fellow travelers along the way were invaluable, as they provided us with a wealth of knowledge and experiences that we wouldn't have gained otherwise. Each personal story we heard was unique and fascinating, and we learned so much from each one. In Season 2, we're going to make a concerted effort to talk to more people and have more conversations with locals and fellow travelers, as we believe this is an integral part of the exploration process. Approaching a trip with the right attitude is crucial. We believe that a trip begins the moment you start planning. and it doesn't end until we've fully unpacked. It is important to make a conscious decision to enjoy every moment of the journey, but also to prioritize relationships over tasks. Sometimes, not all the boxes will be ticked, but that's okay. Ultimately, it's the connections we make with each other and the memories we create that matter the most. Camping can be an amazing experience, but it's essential to be well prepared for any weather condition. Before setting out to camp, always check the weather forecast and pack accordingly. Sun hats and jackets are must-haves, as well as a few extra blankets if the temperature drops unexpectedly. Weather can make or break a camping trip, so it is essential to be prepared for any eventuality. In addition to packing for the weather, it is also important to protect your electronics. Be sure to bring along some waterproof bags to quickly stash anything that shouldn't get wet. By taking these simple precautions, you can ensure that your camping experience is a comfortable and enjoyable one. It's also a good idea to bring a separate laundry bag for each person on the trip. This makes it easier to keep your clean and dirty clothes separate, which can make a big difference in your overall comfort. Nobody wants to rummage through a mixed bag of clothes looking for something clean to wear. By keeping your laundry separate, you will be able to stay comfortable throughout your trip. Keeping enough drinking water with you is definitely important, as unexpected circumstances can happen, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. And keeping a bag of coins on hand for coin-operated toilets is also a smart idea, especially on rural roads where these rest stops might be more common. And it's always a good idea to be prepared for messes when traveling with kids. Having some wet wipes and paper towels on hand can be a real lifesaver. As novice video creators, we had to start from scratch and learn everything ourselves. We discovered that expensive cameras aren't necessary for filming, as our trusty iPhones did the job just fine. We aren't producing Hollywood blockbusters. We found the quality to be more than suitable for our needs. However, the biggest challenge was getting accustomed to hearing our own voices on camera. But with time and practice, it became second nature. The key takeaway here is just to dive in and start making videos. Don't be too concerned with perfection, it's the learning process that counts. When it comes to recording audio for our videos, wind can be a major obstacle. That is why we decided to invest in a lapel mic like this one to improve our recordings outdoors. As for voiceovers, we use a USB condenser mic together with Audacity to filter out any unwanted background noise. Selecting the right music is also important, as we spend a lot of time searching for the perfect track to give our videos just the right mood and ambience. While there are many free music sites available online, it can be a time-consuming process to find just the right fit. But in the end, the effort is worth it to create a truly engaging and immersive experience for our viewers. During the initial part of our journey, we mostly took photos and short clips, but later we realized the importance of longer videos. This taught us to take more videos during our travels, especially with our drone, Firefly, as we really didn't capture enough footage of it. We've learned that it's better to have more material to work with when editing and to capture as much as possible. When we finally arrived in Cape Town, we faced a new challenge. Our hard drive storage was maxed out with photos and videos. Fortunately, we found a solution: a high-quality external NVMe USB-C drive. It's incredibly fast, and it has given us peace of mind that we'll have enough storage space for the rest of our trip. No more worrying about missing out on capturing special moments. While we attempted to use our dash cam to create time-lapse videos of our journey, we discovered that the video files are way too large and impractical to use. Instead, we used a spare iPhone to capture time-lapse videos of our trips. As we reflect back, and we mentioned before, 2 weeks just aren't enough to experience everything South Africa has to offer. So we're planning to adjust our strategy for the next season. Instead of rushing through everything in a short period of time, we'll be taking longer weekend trips and staying in one location during the week. This will allow us to truly immerse ourselves in the area and get a more authentic experience. We're excited to see where this new approach will take us. Taking breaks during long drives is also very important, not only for physical well-being but also for mental alertness. We aim to take a break every 2 hours to stretch our legs and give our minds a rest. It's also a good opportunity to use the bathroom, grab a snack, and take in the scenery. Even though our plan is to travel along the coast, sometimes we need to take detours inland and find suitable roads for driving. However, we always make it back to the coast whenever the roads permit. It's also important to acknowledge that we can't visit every single town on our journey, so we're saving some places for a future trip. When it comes to camping during the off-season, it's a great way to save money and avoid crowds. However, for families, camping can still be quite expensive. Many campsites charge per person, which can quickly add up to make it almost as expensive as getting a chalet or a unit. That being said, if you do your research, you can find affordable camping options and make it work for your budget. Plus, the experience of camping with your family and being closer to nature is priceless. When it comes to setting up our camp, we've learned that less is definitely more. It is important to only bring what you really need and resist the urge to overpack. In reality, you'll find that you need much less than you initially thought. By streamlining our camping setup, we've been able to save space and make the whole process much simpler and more enjoyable. Our encounter with a windstorm in St. Helena Bay taught us the importance of being prepared for harsh weather conditions. We realized the need for a storm net and a tarp to put over the tent to shield us from the rain. Additionally, we learned that the tent pins that come with the tent is really not strong and sturdy enough. So we recommend getting stronger and longer tent pins and also some storm pins to protect you for harsh weather. If you like doing DIY, you can also create some really strong tent pins if you know you are going to encounter strong winds or some sand. Keeping your tent dry inside is also crucial to having a comfortable camping experience. It's important to make sure you have proper ventilation in your tent to reduce condensation. Open up the vents and doors during the day and close them at night to retain heat. Additionally, try to avoid touching the sides of your tent when wet, as this can transfer moisture into your tent. Using air mattresses for camping is a great idea, but we have learned a few tips that can make it even better. One important thing to note is that air mattresses can get very cold during the winter, as the cold air can seep in from the bottom. To combat this, we recommend placing a fleece blanket on top of the mattress and then sleeping on top of the blanket. This will provide an extra layer of insulation and help keeps you warm. In case of an air mattress getting a puncture and starts leaking, you can easily find the hole by creating a strong soapy mixture and applying it to the surface of the mattress. Once you locate the hole, simply cover it with some glue and some duct tape to keep the air inside. To cook our meals while camping, we brought along our trusty gas stove. However, we quickly discovered that most campsites actually have power available. So, for our next trip, we plan to bring along an induction stove, which should work perfectly for camping. When it comes to electrical appliances, it's important to ensure that you have enough power outlets and charging cables if you're going to be charging multiple devices for your family every day. Additionally, don't forget to bring extra batteries, especially for the handheld bug zapper. It can be a lifesaver when camping in buck-prone areas. It is important to make sure that you thoroughly check all the tires before every trip. It may seem like common sense, but can be easily overlooked. And I learned this the hard way after our trip to the Grabbies, when I realized there was trouble with the tires only later the morning after leaving. If you are planning to drive on gravel, consider investing in all-terrain tires. The ones we got in Springbok have been performing really well. Unfortunately, we ended up doing our travel when diesel price was at its highest. There's not much we could do about that, but keeping track of the total kilometers we traveled helped us feel like we were getting at least the most out of our fuel cost. Along with Lucas, we also towed a trailer named Pumbaa. We added a little flag to help us see the trailer in the mirror while driving, but it broke off not 10 minutes after starting the trip. We've come up with a new plan to use a PVC pipe with reflective tape instead of a flag. This should reduce lag and keep the tail from breaking off again. We hope these experiences have provided you with some valuable insights. We're excited to start season 2 of our journey and can't wait to take you along with us. Come and explore life with us.